Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be how to add a thought bubble in OpenShot to your video. This was in response to a comment by one of my users or one of the subscribers. So thanks for that comment and thanks for the idea, and I hope you're able to use this. I think I'll actually end up using this at some point. But basically the answer is yes, but you do need to be able to do it in the advanced editor, or Inkscape as we all know it. And you're basically editing the SVG. I think you could probably use NES SVG editor, but maybe not. So what I basically did was I created a new title, and that was just based on the cloud. And you can see how it holds on to the old thumbnail. That file, it doesn't have that version anymore. And in Inkscape, I added these three trails, the trail here, the 4 trail bubbles. And then I made 2 clips from it, one to bring it in and then one to show it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's fairly straightforward. And we're going to do it from starting from creating a new project. So let's do that. So I'm going to close. Let's just do a whole new project. And one of the things you want to make sure you do is create a folder for this, because otherwise the files can get lost, in your home directory or whatever. So I'm going to call this thought bubble. I'm going to call the project thought bubble 2, and I'm going to put it in a new folder. So I'm going to select other, and I'm going to do it right on my desktop so it's easy to find. We'll call this thought bubble 2. Let's do so I'm just going to select that, create folder. And when you create the new folder, make sure you're your cursor's in the text box there, and hit enter so it actually creates the folder. So you can see I created the folder because it's showing up here. So that's our location. So I'm going to open that location, and you'll see now that I have project name Thought Bubble 2, and it's in Thought Bubble 2. So let's save that project. And now we'll go on to create the title. Okay, so don't be confused by this. That's just sort of left over. That now went away. So we're going to go into the title option, and we're going to select new title. And so that we can get started a little easier, we're going to select cloud. I'm going to select cloud 1 because it just has one bubble. And we're going to select create new title. For this sake, I'm just going to leave it as new title. You could name that anything you want, and I'll leave these at the settings they're at. So instead of doing edit text, which would allow you to just type values in here, we're going to use advanced editor. But before I do that, I'm going to apply so it saves. And then let's go onto our desktop folder that we created. So I'm going to switch to my desktop, and you see I have Thought Bubble 2 here. And I want to show you where it saves it. And this is why we created the folder. So it saves all the files you're creating in the thumbnail. Now, these were ones I created 2 projects ago. I don't know why it copies those in. I'm not sure why that happens. But you can just, as a matter of fact, let's just delete those so we're not distracted. And I think we're only using, I'm not sure. But this is the file you're editing, and then these are files that are generated. So we're focusing on this, but we're going to do it through the program. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the title in Inkscape. And we're going to add three trail bubbles. So here we are in Inkscape, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the cloud, and I'm going to resize it so that it's a little bit smaller, and I'm going to stick it up in the corner. So what I might do at the end is I might make 4 versions of these, so so you can have different references as to where the character is on the screen, some simple different references. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to add a couple of circles, and we'll start out by just doing one here, and let's get it in a good position. And then once you're happy with it, actually I think for this one I'm just going to do them all the same size. So I'm going to lock the aspect ratio, and then I'm just going to copy a bunch of these. So Control C, Control V, and just put them the way you want. And I think they should be smaller, but I'm just going to leave them for now. And then just go ahead and save that. And that's all you need to do in Inkscape. So one thing you'll notice is that when we go into OpenShot, and this thumbnail won't have changed. And I don't know what triggers the change, but it'll change eventually. But if you watch it, you'll see that it's our new file. So don't be discouraged when you see that that thumbnail hasn't changed. So the next thing I want to do is I want to edit this with a simple edit. And so we have 2 lines here. Now you could do a multi-line or whatever, but we'll just do it for this way for now. So let's do some thoughts from a character. Do some thoughts. And we'll do in a bubble. In a bubble. So ideally, I probably would want to get rid of one of these text boxes, and maybe we'll do that real quick. So those are some thoughts on a bubble. And again, you'll see that this hasn't updated yet. It probably updates on the save or something like that. Oh, that's backwards. So let's see if we can fix that real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit in Inkscape again. And I'm going to delete one of the texts, one of the boxes. Let's delete this one. And we'll just move this up. And we'll change it from, to move it over. So, you know, one thing that I can't stand about Inkscape is I can't decide where, how to move around it because I'm used to some other programs. So if I do thoughts in a bubble, you'll see that we can do multi-line text and it should pick it up in OpenShot. So now when I close this, and you do have to close it. Now let's hit play and see if it, yeah, so you see we have the multi-line text now. So all the color changes and background changes for this would be done in Inkscape, so you have all the features of that. So now that we have our text finalized, we're going to duplicate this. So we're just going to do, I think I want to do duplicate here. You can also do it from edit. I think you can do it up here. Thought you could do it up here. I guess not. All right. So the duplication, and you'll see that's got the new thing. So I guess if you want it to get it to fix, you would remove it and re-add it. Let's try that. Remove from project, and let's re-add. I won't be able to, yeah, so I'll just do another duplicate. I was thinking I could just add it from the new title, but it doesn't exist as a new title yet. So now I'm going to change the properties of this real quick, and we'll just change that to 2 seconds and move this over. And for a final fun thing, we're going to change the effects on this to, we're going to add the distort effect. And apply that. So any effect you want, you can apply that the same way. So that comes in as like a thought bubble and then displays. So you could have it fade out, you could have it shrink out, anything like that. So that's my quick way of doing a thought bubble, and I hope this helps you out. And you know, make sure you subscribe and like this. And you know, as I see more subscribers on this channel, I'll do more videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.